Mhm. How am I going to change what I do with what I need? So I have the blocks and the cushions, and you can see over in my corner here, I've got a big bolster, a little bolster, a cushion, and then I've got different kinds of blocks. As I've gotten older, this is conscious aging. This is what do I do to do and keep my activities going when I know I need to support my body in a different way. So then you're finding your way to the floor, and you can, if you're not there already, you can come down through a posture and then come down all the way. You learn how to get down and up for your conscious aging. I always tell you, figure out how you're getting down and up, because it's really a thing. And then bring yourself down. Okay, so we're going to be here for our beginning meditation. And I love that piece of Karen Drucker's of the morning prayer, to surrender and to just be, and just know that we're playing with just grounding into the earth right now and finding the breath, and then being grateful that we have a breath. The breath is life. And with this breath, understanding it from a scientific point of view and from a spiritual point of view. So from a physical point of view, you've got these lungs, and they've got these little sacs called alveoli, and we're exchanging carbon dioxide and oxygen into the world, and the plants make that oxygen, and we make the carbon dioxide, and then we have a lot of other things that are making carbon dioxide. And the plants are the cleaners of the air. They take in the carbon dioxide, among other things that take in that carbon dioxide. So knowing that, and then the spiritual understanding. I breathe in, I breathe out. I take in, I give out. It's a giving and receiving. Lots of ways to breathe. Breath is, there's an incredible number of breath practices they've discovered help the vagus nerve and also help sleep apnea. So I was just studying sleep apnea and the different kinds of breathing practices that the medical community has embraced for the healing of sleep apnea. So finding the breath for yourself and breathing gratitude through the heart in the heart-brain coherence meditation, because we know the scientific background of this heart-brain coherence meditation. It's done throughout the world, and the Heart Math Institute has done the research, and the research has been expanded by people having Bluetooth devices that they can wear and bring themselves into heart-brain coherence, and they connect in with the worldwide net of the heart-brain coherence community of people that have these monitors, and they are measured with these monitors around the world, with these stations all around the world, so we can understand the heart-brain coherence of humanity. So we know that the heart is another brain. There's just as many there's just as much neurology in the heart that there is in the brain. And we never thought of the heart as a brain before, but now we know scientifically that they're so connected. And this is moving us into this fifth dimensional vibration, into this 21st century new paradigm, that we're making this huge shift in what it is to be human. So as we're raising our vibration, we're connecting the heart and the brain. And if it feels good to you, you can take one hand and put it on your heart area, and one hand and put it on your crown, just to feel the connection and imagine it. Imagine it going, as you're breathing gratitude, you might consider making an image of gratitude, or letting your consciousness have a flow of images. Like when I go to gratitude, sometimes I go to nature, and I just see everything I love about nature, everything I'm grateful for about the natural world, or people. people who I love. I'm so grateful for them in my life. Whatever it is, fill your heart with gratitude, overflowing gratitude, so that you can feel and see and use images from that pineal gland. So you're visioning gratitude, which makes this energetic field of your heart much bigger. And we know we're going 5,000 times as large of an energy field as the brain will put out on its own. So we're expanding our energy field. So allow that to happen. And know that you are much bigger than this body. The physical body has this boundary, and you have the layers of yourself internally, and you have layers of yourself externally. And those layers along the spine fill the body cavity, and then the layers outside of the body. There are 7 that we have studied for years, the 7 layers of the aura. And now what we're working with is a whole new advancement, a whole new vibration that goes from our number 7 to the number 12. So bringing the fingertips together and the thumbs to your heart, we want to represent the 7, and we want to ignite and honor the transformation we're making in this awakening of humanity. As we learn what this new vibration is, as we honor the number 7, and we honor the earth, the water, the fire, the air, and then into the ethereal chakras. So it's a 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and then the 5th at the throat, which begins this whole new understanding, which moves us into the 3rd eye. As we go to the 3rd eye, we bring in sensory perceptions using the pineal gland, the pituitary, the hypothalamus and hippocampus, those control centers of the brain that are expanding in different ways as we are expanding our consciousness. And we're going to inspiration, imagination, intuition, and integration, those 4 eyes that within them contain sensory perceptions that are limitless, sensory perceptions that we haven't acknowledged until now, or until we came into the 2000s, as we changed the millennia. And so right at that 3rd eye, remembering that we're studying both the tunnel at the end of the light and the light at the end of the tunnel. It used to be that, we were just taught this. There's a tunnel at the end of there's a light at the end of the tunnel. But we now know that everything works both ways. Everything's a continuum. Then tap the top of your head. This is the crown chakra. The color is violet. We are a rainbow of color. So light up that rainbow, and then bring the arms above you. Now you can be on the floor in a position that's comfortable for you. Or I forgot to remind you, you can put a cushion under your knees, or you can bring the feet wider than the knees, and you prop the knees together. And it just holds the body in a different way that is a little bit more supportive for the lower back. So opening to the chakras above us, which we now know are the soul star chakra, the universe chakra, the galactic chakra, and the divine matrix chakra. And these are all colors that are combinations of the colors of the rainbow. They're mixtures. And at the 12th chakra, it's the color of an opal. So take a moment to honor what you know about the color of the opal. Feel the arms opened up to just represent that there's way more chakras than there were 20 years ago. We've been practicing this and studying this for 23 years now, and now we've uncovered all different layers of this understanding. So as you, in our conscious aging of our age group, come to stay up with the times, then expand your understanding, if you've known the 7 chakras, to the 12. Then bring your hands to your heart and just, this is a posture, a mudra of sealing, of saying, okay, here I am. Namaste to myself, that I've come to this moment and that I'm taking out time to do a mind-body practice. And the mind-body practice here is called yoga, which means union. And that's unity. That's the oneness. We're bringing ourselves into oneness so that we can be in oneness with all that is, so that we can know more about the practice of no separation, that you are me, I am you, we are one. So namaste to yourself. I honor myself and I honor you. And I honor our connection as a sisterhood and our sisterhood with all of our other sisterhood circles. So take yourself to those circles. I know many of you have them, of groups of women that support you in different ways, whether they're your neighbors or they're a book group or they're another spiritual group, the mystery schools for some of you, for some it's a church group, whatever might be there for you. Embrace it that there's no separation, and bring the image of those other women's circles into this circle that we make virtually here through the miracle of the internet and the miracle of Zoom. And it's even a gift that was given to us through the shutdown of the pandemic. Knowing that that pandemic caused a lot of change, and that change is part of the evolution of humanity. Then take a deep breath in, let go of your arms by your sides, and take an exhale with a sigh, making that sound with the throat. The ah sound, it opens the heart, and it also makes a relaxing chemistry for your body. So inhale, extended exhale, long all the way out. Empty the lungs. And then another one. Inhale. That sighing sound with the sound of is tremendously calming for the body, something to hold in your back pocket for times of stress. Then lengthen the legs out and shake them out from wherever they were. And if you've got a cushion under your knees, then remove the cushion. And then bring the feet flat to the floor and just drop the knees side to side to loosen the pelvis. Now, this practice that we do on the floor is a great one when you feel like you just need to rejuvenate. You know, the first part of this this experience, you know, if we start on the floor and do the floor practices, sometimes they are, even part of them are enough for a 5-minute practice to rejuvenate yourself. You know, yoga in an hour-long practice is not taught to be done all in one practice. It's taught so that you can take the parts of it and you can use them at different times as you move through your day. And I call them yoga moments. Moments where you take out the time to do a posture. You take a pause. The postures kind of give you an extra kind of meditation moment to strike a pose and then do that pause. So bring the knees to center and pull the knees in. And here you're always evaluating. So you're evaluating like, okay, how's my lower back today? How do I feel this morning? You know, and the other direction, roll the knees in a circle. You can hold onto the knees. You can hold under the knees. You can hold with a strap. You can put the strap under or over the knees. You know, so the straps are available when you can't pull your knees in far enough. For these various practices we're going to do, you just take the strap and use it. There's a lot of reasons for the strap. I'll try to use it as much as I can today. Then bring the head up to the knees, and we've been doing this, and you can always use the strap. The strap, I'll just show you how, you know, you can always use the strap in a lot of different ways. You know, when you can't, when your body is restricted. As we're doing conscious aging, it's about surrendering, you know, to the bodies we have now, not the bodies of our past. So with this one, Again, if you use the strap, this is going to be easier, but we're going to go from this position, which is pulling the knees in, to this position, which is happy baby posture. But if you use a strap, you widen the feet out and you hold the feet with the strap. Some of you might be able to catch your toes. Some of you might be able to catch your pants legs. Some of you might just hold behind your knees and your feet are up. So that's, teaching with the strap. It's you knowing when you need to use it for the different things we do and when you're fine without it. I like to go back. I like to go side to side here. It's a nice little massage. And those of you that have the flexibility and the ability, you can go all the way to one side, and then you can come up and go all the way to the other side, which I'm not going to show because I have a microphone on that side, but you come all the way up and you can go all the way over. And it's a nice little practice if it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, then just a little kind of rock. Then release the feet, and this is called the dead bug posture. I like to honor all the insects. They are one of the most successful animals on the planet, having figured out to go into all the tiniest of places with their little exoskeletons. And when they die, sometimes you'll see, especially beetles and harlequin bugs, and that they'll just stay upside down, and that's where it got its name. Roll the ankles and the toes, and then shake out that body in this way. Then pull the knees in, bring your head up to the knees, and the hands or the strap down to your feet. Take a breath and notice the constriction there. This is the tensing of the body. This is making yourself small and living small. It's the metaphor for don't live small, live big. And here we go into five-pointed star. And just feel the support of the earth in five-pointed star. Using your imagination, draw the peach-colored earth energy up through the center at your, it's called navel radiation. It's the five-pointed radiation from the belly button and your solar plexus into this five-pointed star. And I've been teaching lately the six-pointed star, so we can start to learn a little bit about the Merkaba. And you bring that six-pointed star down through the center of your body, through the crown of your head, and add the extra point in between the two legs. And here we are, drawing earth energy up from the earth and filling our body with the peach-colored light, which is getting up there to the 12th chakra. But it's also a combination of almost all of the seven chakras. The colors are the colors of the rainbow, but when you've seen a rainbow, you'll see the combinations of colors, which will make a magenta or a yellow orange or a red orange, or a light green, or a green and blue combined into a blue green, like an aquamarine. And all of those colors is what we're opening up to in this new understanding, these 12 chakras. At the top of the crown of the head, you can see the opal as you bring and fill with that peach color, and know that the opal is where we're headed. Into this understanding of how do we embody the opal. Then bring the feet flat on the floor and the hands by your sides. And you can put that strap aside for a moment and press into the feet. And okay, so I'm always teaching lots of options, and one option is to be in supportive or in restorative yoga, which is if you take a cushion or a block, you just come into the bridge and you hold there, and you can do different things from this posture, or you just stay there and revel in that place that feels good, because what you're working with is the first four chakras. You could bring it into motion if you're more of a vinyasa person or a dance person or a movement person, or you want a little bit more exercise. Feet wide for more gentleness, feet together for more vigor. And then you inhale up, match the breath to the lifting and lowering of the pelvis. This is partly strengthening the back body. Deep inhale and exhale. You can go as slow as you want. You match everything with your own personal pace. The hardest thing when we're in person is everybody watches the teacher and then they try to do exactly what the teacher's doing. The gift of being at home is that you really listen more to yourself and you really are able to make the practice your own. And inhale up, exhale down. And then the affirmation for this is interesting. It says, I let life in. You're pressing into the first chakra, but you're lifting up into that first chakra, the red color. You're working that second chakra, the watery creation color of birthing the new earth, the new human. And then you're welcoming your power to manifest. And then you're welcoming your heart. And you're opening all of these up through this posture. And then hold the posture. And if you're on the block, again, you're doing the same thing energetically, opening all those chakras. You can use your imagination to play with the images of the chakras, because they all are just metaphors for our life. You can leave your arms over your head or put them down by your sides, or some of you know yoga, you'd like to clasp your hand underneath your buttocks, that's fine. And from here, we strengthen the glutes, which are going to help the back body be stronger. Pressing up, you're strengthening the quads and the glutes and there's a bunch of other connections that are being strengthened here. And then pause and press into the feet and just pause. Bring your arms down by the sides for a little bit of stability so you can walk in place. Now, if this doesn't work for you, you don't need to do this. You know, you are choosing. And if you use a block underneath your pelvis, you can lift one leg at a time. And then lift one leg and hold for a moment. And then that one down and hold for a moment. Some of you may know from fitness that you can also go up and down, but you can hold for a moment and then down. And then you're coming up on your toes. And each of these is just a little variation of the same posture. So you can choose to do these things or not, really making the practice your own. Then take a breath and bring yourself down. And all the while, as we're working with these postures, we're working with whatever breath is the right breath for the posture. So here, lengthen out the arms, stretch from the heels of the hands to the heels of the feet and hold your breath. And hold the breath and stretch as much as you want. And sometimes this is like the only and best posture to do, like 2 or 3 times a day. Standing, stretching like this, or down on the floor, or on a bed, even on a couch, and then relax. When I'm outside, I look for benches, I look for picnic tables, I look for whatever I can do to stay off the ground and not get wet in the Oregon winter. Then bring the feet flat to the floor and press into the lower back. Just a few for the core, the front core. We did the back core. I've been teaching you a variety of things. We're gonna go back to the ones we've been doing most during the last 3 years, and that's press into the lower back and release. That's just a simple way to do this. And you squeeze at the pelvic floor, and you kind of take that spine and flatten out that nice natural curve. And then you press into the lower back and hold if you want, and you can lift the head and look at the ceiling. Feet are on the floor, and you exhale. You can blow out. This is the most gentle, the first one's the gentlest. This is the next level. Next level is to bring the feet off the floor. And blow out or breathe out your nose, either one. And your elbows are out to the sides, and you don't have to go very far. It's a shoulder lift, not a sit-up. And you can lengthen out the legs. Some of you might even be able to lower the legs down. I like to keep mine bent. It's hard enough. How much vigor do you want to put into this practice? But you do want to kind of engage those abdominals, and then hold, and then breathe. Hold, but don't hold that breath. Then down, pull the knees in. Now the next one I like to do, because you get the sides of your body, the lateral muscles here, so it's a knee to elbow. But the most gentle is just cross the brain. You're just crossing the brain by going one side, This is called cross crawl on the floor. This whole floor practice kind of teaches you what to do when you can't walk. When you can't do all these things on your feet. And so hands behind the head, knee to elbow. And you lace the fingers behind and you blow out on each side. That's going to help. Now, don't forget about the pelvic floor. Squeeze at the pelvic floor. And then you can bring your feet off the floor and go side to side. Or you can lengthen one leg out and side to side. Point the toe. Nice strong legs if you do that. And then hold one side. Take a breath. Don't hold the breath. Other side. And then pull the knees in. From here, we're gonna rock ourselves up. We're gonna do just a tiny bit standing. So we're gonna come onto hands and knees. Because of our time, and those of you that are new, we usually go a little bit longer than 12 o'clock, about 5 after 12. That's what happens here. If you're seeing this online, if you're seeing this on YouTube, then you don't know the time anyway, but we usually go from 11 to 12 as much as we can. So then hold one direction and just feel the energy of that, of this particular posture, and see how it is to change from being on our back to being on our hands and knees. Now, if your knees are sore, make sure you're putting a cushion or a blanket underneath your knees. And then other direction. Getting the spine fully moving. And then pause and be in neutral. Now, we haven't done this posture in a while, and I'm going to offer it for, to show you how to do it both with a block and without a block, or with a cushion, some kind of cushion. And it's the spinal twist on our hands and knees. So you lift the right arm up and you put it, scoop it underneath the left, and you can put your head and shoulder on a cushion if it doesn't go all the way down to the floor. That left hand can hold you up, hand into the floor. Or if you don't need it holding you up, then you put that hand behind your back or above your head. So you're playing with, do I need support? You decide how you need support by trying it. So it's a lot easier on a cushion. The higher the cushion, the easier it's going to be. So this is the spinal twist. Another form of it that we don't do a lot because it's a little harder on the knees. Notice what happens to your knees and your feet. And then come to the other side. Okay, so then lift the left arm up, scoop it under. Again, use a cushion or a block. The blocks are okay, but they're a little harder. They're more solid than a cushion. But you can certainly put your head on a block or your shoulder on a block, shoulder and head just a little bit. Then that right hand holds you up, or you can place it above your head or behind your back. Some people like to do a little range of motion with that arm. Depends on whether you're looking for fitness or whether you're looking for the gentleness. And then you're breathing and just hanging out there for a breath or two. We don't stay long in this age group, so conscious aging says don't hang out in a posture that might be like a little strong on the body that is not exactly what your body needs. Tuck the toe behind you, come back. Oh, that I have my phone turned off. Go figure. I don't know if you heard that, but okay, into hands and knees and come up. I do have people starred, like my family, and I think that it can get through me turning off my phone. So heel walk, first stretch of those legs, walk forward, find ragdoll, bending the knees or elbows above the knees or hands above the knees. So you're using hands above the knees, elbows, ragdoll, or standing forward bend. And if you've got blocks of different kinds, it helps out. Or a chair, your hands can be on a chair. Then bend the knees and inhale yourself up and back and to the heart. Yes. So standing, shake it out. Let's see. So what I wanted to show you with the strap today is something that we don't do a lot. And you don't have to use straps, but what's interesting about the strap is that we're going to work on our arms a little bit, and we're going to get the I can't remember the name right now. We're going to get the muscles of the arms in a different way, though. My brain got a little thrown off by that phone call. It was my sister. So you can use a strap. You can use it with the loop, or you can just use a piece of fabric and roll your hands and come up with shoulder width. And you're going to bring that shoulder width above your head. And, oh, look, I don't even see myself. What happened to what happened to me for me to see what I'm doing? There I am. Boy, that was interesting. I've never had that happen before. A phone call that took away for me to be able to see what I'm doing. So, and see where I look like on the screen, because I have to come back in order for you to see my whole body. So here, and this sometimes is hard for people. So you might need to stretch it out. You might even need to have it down and your elbows be bent, especially if your shoulder doesn't work all the way. So you're checking this out, or don't use it at all and just have your hands without one. But when you do this and you pull it apart, you're going to get a variety of muscles in your arms that you don't get by lacing the fingers together. To stand here in mountain, the feet are about a fist apart, or you can put them all the way together. So they're either a fist apart or you put them all together. And that's more of a Pilates stance, is to have your legs together. And then you pull this apart and you're going to feel the arms do something different. And then you're going to pull in at the abdominals, hold at the pelvic floor, and go to the side. So 6 movements of the spine. We did a lot of them on the floor. Then we did the spinal twist. And then this is this next one. This is the side to side of the spine when you're standing. And then hold one side. Breathe. And hold the other side. Breathe. And then back to center. Now, lengthen out this strap, and you're going to bring it forward and back. So you can see, this is like a yoga thing with the strap, and you're going to also you bring it forward and back. You're going to get range of motion. You're going to bring it behind you and feel how it is opening your shoulders. You're going to bring it forward, and you're keeping it taut, so you're going to feel it all the way down your arm in a different way. Then you can go side to side with it. Widen the feet out, and then go side to side. Pull in at those abdominals. You don't want to hurt your back. And if you're seated on a chair, no problem. You can still work with the arms. You can still go forward and back. You can still bring your arms up and be in a mountain on the chair. So use the chair. And then shake out the arms. Now I want to show you what I do with the scarf. And I want to show you that you can do the same thing with the strap. So when I'm doing the dance piece in the early part of our class at 10:30, what I do is I do this. I come down with my right hand around and up, bend the knees or not. Some of you don't have to bend the knees. Some of you will have to bend the knees. You'll have to see, how does this work for you? Then I go in the opposite direction. Opposite direction. Again, if you're tired and this is too energetic, then you're just going to go not down, but you're going to go, how can I move all of my arms? Now I'm going to show that to you with the scarf, because what I do in that dance part is the scarf makes you move your arms a lot differently, but it's really the same motion. It's up and around and down, up and around and down, and then other direction, up, around, and down, up, around, and down. And the scarf is just fun, but I learned it from the strap. Okay, so, and then shake out your arms. And you can put the strap down. Oh no, not yet, not yet. I wanted to do one more thing with the strap. You come and you bring the arms behind your back, and you pull the strap. And this is a posture that can also be done by lacing your fingers or catching the forearms if you don't have a strap. But with a strap, you're just going to exercise those arms a little differently. So you bring them into like a shoulder width apart. You bend the knees. This is called the yoga mudra. And you bring yourself down. And you bend the knees. Now, some people can straighten the legs, but a lot of us can't due to tightness in our hamstrings or quads or our lower back. But it opens the shoulders very nicely. And breathe with this. And then press into the feet and come up. And shake out the arms. Awesome. Okay, and now we want to do one balancing posture. So the balancing posture for today is this one, Shiva. And how you do this is you can go to a chair, you can go to the wall, and you're just going to bring one leg up and have it sort of perpendicular here, with the knee bent. If you can balance, then you're coming onto the left foot, focusing on something not moving, bringing yourself up. Shoulders drop, elbows drop, wrists are floppy, and the fingertips come together. Shiva, transformational Shiva. Peace. And breathe and focus. A little hard to do on a wobbly surface. Easy to do holding onto a wall. Your mind, we do the balancing postures for concentration and balance and focus. Concentration and focus are similar. And then down, other side. Get there first, shake out the standing leg, and then get there, sort of transfer your weight, focus on something not moving, then lift that leg up. Focus, concentration, balance, body, mind, and spirit translates everything on the mat, translates out there into your life. And then if you have to follow down, you got a wall to hold on to. And then down. Shake it out. Inhale the arms up. Big breath. And then down. Pretty vigorous practice today, but I hope you're making it your own at home. And you can always skip something we do. Take a rest. Okay, we're going to come down consciously, back down into downward dog. Drop the chin to the chest, roll down the spine. Step back. Again, you could have your hands, you could step back and your hands can be on a chair or a table or the wall. You don't need to come down to the floor. I'm using push-up bars to help my wrists. And give yourself a moment here, then come down to the knees and back into child. Now today, again, you can use the strap or not, but today I'm going to show you a new posture that we haven't done. It's called Yoga Mudra on the floor. Now, again, put something under your knees. Some of you love child. Just go back into child and stay there. This one's called Yoga Mudra on the floor. And it's putting the head on the floor. And if it feels okay to you, it's rolling up on top of the head and opening the arms. Otherwise, stay right down there in child or in puppy stretch. We've been practicing all of them when you come down on your knees and fold like this. Puppy stretch is forehead forward, elbows, and you've got this curve in the spine. It's a lot different, knees perpendicular to the floor. And then this one is another variation. You come onto the crown of your head, but only if it's good for you. And you have to really decide if it's okay. Something nice and cushy under your head maybe, and your arms open up. It's a little tiny way of coming upside down and giving the crown of your head stimulation, but you have to make sure it's good for you. Breathing, opening the shoulders, and then letting go. Again, I don't want to stay anywhere long so that in case it doesn't work for you. Then we're going to come back around on our back. So coming right around and pull the knees in just for a moment and then feet on the floor. And this is the cerebral spinal fluid balancer on your back. And you press off from the feet. And you're just pressing off from the feet and your body jiggles. And you should be able to feel the spine from the sacrum all the way up to the center of the skull. Your first cervical vertebra sits right between your ears. And so when you do this, you're actually moving the energy and you're rebalancing the cerebral spinal fluid through the rhythm of this little rocking motion. And so that cerebral spinal fluid gets kinks in it as we go through our day and the rest of our weeks and our lives. And even it holds the stories of injuries or traumas that we've had during our life. So we want to continually come back to it to balance. And we do this motion on our front surface and our back surface in these classes. So it's a nice little rocking motion, kind of takes you back to the rocking that we did in the womb. And then pause for a moment. Take a breath and let your body settle. So today we're just going to settle into constructive rest or into Shavasana. Like if you choose Shavasana, then you might want to take a cushion of some kind and put it underneath your knees. Because when you do that, it just helps the lower back a little bit. And it's a more natural form for the lower back. So I like constructive rest. I find it really supportive to my body. The knees are propped together and the feet are wider apart. You just want to come into neutral. Then feel the body as you come back to just a comfortable, steady breath. The body's in one shape. Notice sounds and smells and the feeling of air on your skin and how your body comes to this moment. And this is a universal practice of coming present, fully present to the moment. Sounds and smells and the feeling of air on your skin and how your body comes to this moment, the shape that your body makes, the parts of your body that touch the floor or the ground, the parts of the body that don't. Sounds or vibrations or the feeling of the understanding of your surroundings with your eyes closed or open. Relaxing into the earth as you feel gravity, noticing gravity pull. And then releasing the muscles of the face first and noticing there's so many muscles in the face that you want to relax the eyes into their eye sockets. You want to relax the forehead, relax the cheeks, open the mouth as though at least a grain of salt can sit between your teeth, otherwise a little bit wider, opening the jaw, relaxing the jaw. Seeing if you can relax enough to feel gravity pull the muscles of the face down into the earth. Relax the fingers and the toes and the knees and the rest of the legs, all of that feeling of the feet into the earth. Wherever you touch the floor, noticing gravity, but also noticing the relaxation. Relax the inner organs and imagine that all your inner organs can be relaxed. Relax the heart, relax the breath. That breath, as you relax the breath, that it's really just a comfortable, just something you're barely noticing. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Whew. Notice if you need to relax the eyes even further, then you can grab that strap that you have and you can just put it right over your eyes and it'll relax the eyes a little bit further. Breathe gratitude through your heart. Fill yourself in every cell. Imagine that your cells are filled with gratitude. Let your light shine out from the center and the core of your spine, all the way out from the very inner part of the spine. And as you go and move the energy, move the light out from the spine, let it shimmer outside your skin. Again, connecting with your circles of our sisters here on this call and circles with our sisters in all of the other women's circles that we have that are helping women rise up, helping women be empowered, helping Mother Earth be mother, helping the mother within each of us be the mothering of whatever we're birthing, whatever we're working with, bringing forth. And what are we manifesting? There's always something there. Then bringing your hands to your heart. And taking a moment again to honor that you've taken the time out to do this practice, but also just the honoring of all beings. And take a moment to bring into your heart and sending a metta prayer. May you be happy, healthy, strong, and filled with ease and live with ease. May you be happy, healthy, strong, and live with ease. And send it out to the difficult people. We've been practicing this off and on, but I haven't brought it forward for a while. And just feeling that energy of the difficult people in your life, and then in the culture, and then in the world. And knowing that if you could send this out and they could receive this light and love, that maybe it would touch a place in them to not be so difficult, to not have that negativity or that desire to injure or hurt. And then bring it back to your heart. Peace, shalom, salam, pak, shanti, pachi, mir maluhia, Frieden, hung song. May we all have peace, and may what we do here go out onto the world and make more peace. Releasing that down as you open the arms up, as you release the hands. And then deciding whether you just need to stay here, because perhaps this class has been something that has opened places within yourself that you just need to stay and turn off the computer. Otherwise, you can join me by rolling over to your side and just being, for a moment, revisiting the very inner part of yourself, the very beginning, in fetal posture. Then pressing into mermaid position and taking a moment to honor the oceans. More ocean than earth, more water inside of ourselves than anything else. We are the water. And then onto your hands and knees, if that works for you, or using a chair, bringing one leg forward, pressing into the knee and coming up, taking a moment to ground into the feet.